Coming up next on Columbus Connections, we are talking to the Homeless Resource Network. Now, do you know what they do and how you can help? Welcome to Columbus Connections. I am your host, David Britt, and today we are talking to the Homeless Resource Network. Now, you may be wondering what they are, what they do, and how you can help. Well, just stay tuned and you'll find out. I have with me Ms. Liz Dillard, who is the Executive Director of the Homeless Resource Network. She's been here before, and she's back again to spread the word. How you doing?
I'm doing really well, thank you.
Yes, and welcome back.
Thank you for having us.
Now, for those that didn't miss last season of our show, tell us about the Homeless Resource Network, what you guys do.
Well, we're a local nonprofit. We're a United Way partner agency, and we serve people experiencing homelessness in our community. And we have people experiencing homelessness in our community. We actually have far more than most people think. And one of the things that happens when someone becomes homeless is it's a traumatic experience. People don't know where to turn, what to do, and we provide people with a lot of information, a lot of resources with which they can end their homelessness. So we have a place where people can get their mail because you lose your address when you become homeless. We have a place where people can store their personal belongings like a suitcase or a duffel bag. We have a local transportation program in partnership with Metra, so people can ride the bus to get to their employment, to get to the doctor, other social service agencies. Right. Columbus is great, but it's really hard when all you can do is walk. That's really rough. So the ride in the bus makes a big difference. And then we help people with identification, because IDs can get lost, they're not proper, they expire. You need everything to make your identification. You don't really exist if you don't have proper identification. So we help people with that piece as well. And then we help people connect back into housing. So someone might get stuck in a shelter, and when you leave your housing, you usually will have an old, you didn't pay your rent. You have an old utility bill because you couldn't pay it, and maybe it's your electric, your gas, water, maybe it's all of them. So to move into a place, you're going to need your first month's rent. You're going to need the deposit for the rental. You'll need deposits for all the utilities. In many cases, people will need to pay their old utility bill in order to get it back on. So that can be a really big hindrance. We help people sometimes who don't have income or maybe only have part-time income. We help people who have had a former eviction or might have a felony record. We're interested in helping people become housed again. Gotcha.
And that's interesting that you say that, because one of the things that I've heard naysayers say about homeless programs is that you're enabling and you're helping them out, but actually you're connecting them to end homelessness. Like if you're homeless and you need to apply for a job, you need an ID.
Absolutely.
You need a place to receive mail. You need all those things that we take for granted so much.
Right, and we have wonderful partnerships. We have, so like the Veterans Administration, the New Horizons providing mental health care, the Family Center, Family Counseling does workshops. We have different phone companies come in. We have Overflow barbers come in once a month and cut clients' hair.
Wow.
I mean, we try to really work hard that clients can get connected with all the services. We have a Medicaid Social Security specialist who comes in to help people if they are applying for disability to make sure that they are doing it properly and can get that. So those connections make a big difference, in that we can offer that in our little facility, 2221 2nd Avenue, that little orange building that people drive by. That's what people are there for, why there's a line. People are waiting for us to open in the morning.
Right. And do they set appointments, or they just, I know that may sound strange, but you have so many people, is it by appointment, they can just walk in? Or?
It's by walk-in, and then we have a sign-in sheet, and then everyone who's signed in will guarantee to see them, even if that means the staff is going to miss their lunchtime, because they've already given their time to be waiting to be served. Sometimes that means, we can only see so many people in a day, so we do our best to try to make sure that people are connected with the resources, because it can be very overwhelming.
Absolutely, I can imagine. You guys don't have a big staff that does all this.
No, we have a really small staff. We have an incredible staff that really caring people. They certainly aren't in it for the money. They all deserve huge raises. but they really have a heart for this, and see how people's lives can be transformed with some care, some coaching sometimes, maybe a lot of cheerleading, but knowing and making those connections for the resources that exist in our community.
Yeah, and just giving them some hope and just giving them a push, just letting them know that you're not alone and that you can get out of this, you can get back on your feet.
Yeah, because it's, I mean, everyone in some time in their life goes through a traumatic experience. You know, the part of becoming homeless is very traumatic, and the worry of where am I going to sleep tonight, what am I going to do, where am I going to do, how am I going to manage that stress is really rough. And you know, people with jobs or with homes, life is stressful for us. Imagine how much more so that would be for someone who doesn't have the security of knowing where am I going to be tonight, how am I going to eat.
Right. Now, how can the community help?
The community can help. We need volunteers. We need donations. We have our 5th annual fundraiser coming up, and it's a wine tasting mingle at the Loft. It's Friday, April 6th, and it is from 6 to 8 p.m. It is wonderful. You get to eat Loft food. You get to drink some wine, try some things, wines that you haven't tried before, listen to live music, and then bid on our silent auction items. It's a really fun event. It's designed, just come from work, you know, just come on in. Tickets are $40. They'll be $50 at the door, but you can buy them online at our website, which is www.homelessresourcenetwork.org.
Right. So a great date night, great thing to do Friday evening, great way to hang out. You're going to want to hang out and go and just kind of unwind anyway. Why not do something that's great for the community? Why not do something that's going to benefit the Homeless Resource Network? Now that's April 6th at the Loft downtown.
Yes.
You know, wine tasting, silent auction. All that
good time.
stuff.
It'll be wonderful.
Awesome, awesome. Tell me about, people love to hear success stories. People love to hear those heartwarming, and I know you have tons of. First of all, before I get to that, how you have to get attached to these young men, young women, these children. It has to just be heartwarming and heart-wrenching doing the work that you do.
Yes, it is. I always like to say it's never dull. It truly isn't dull. But hearing those success stories, having someone return, or bumping into somebody in the grocery store that makes a point of, like, you know, hey, you don't remember? Oh yeah, I do remember you.
Awesome.
Yeah, and just to see how well people are doing, it makes the job worthwhile. It's the most exciting part, and to see people blossom, you can see it in people's demeanor. You know, the stress, and then when someone's housed, the stress, it falls off of people, and the joy that they have. I love, one of my favorite stories, a woman who was housed. She didn't have any furniture. She came in the office and we said, you know, how is it? She's like, no, I slept in my apartment. I'm like, she's like, no, I slept on the floor. It was great. It was my place, the floor. And we're like, okay, but your bed's coming. And she's like, yeah, but it was so great to be in my own space, and her joy of that. And she's like, and I could lock my own door, fix my own food. She was just completely overjoyed. And that was so exciting. And it makes me know how much I can often take for granted, and to appreciate, and to see people's joy at having things, having a security, having a place. People being relieved when you know their name and you can greet them and see how they're doing. It's wonderful, because a lot of times I think when people experience homelessness, it can be scary to the public. Someone's out there, maybe they have a mental health issue, maybe they're talking to themselves. We don't know what to do with that, so we often get afraid. And to see that, you know, that person's going through something, and to be able to be there for them, and then to see them make that transformation and be well, it's the best part. Absolutely.
And that's why I like doing this show. When you see people out in the community and you say somebody should do something about it, these are the somebodies that are doing something, and it's great. Just, you never know who you're next to in the grocery line. That person could have formerly been homeless, and had it not been for the members of the Homeless Resource Network, they could still be. But you can be a part of that. Donate, help out, volunteer, come to the wine tasting, do whatever you can, because whatever you do is going to benefit the entire community. How can they contact you all?
They can contact us. Our phone number is 706-571-3399, or come look on our website, or they can come and see us.
Right. The little orange building on 2nd Avenue.
Yeah.
Again, April 6th, Loft downtown. What's the time for it?
It's from 6 to 8.
From 6 to 8. And by all means, anything that you can do to help benefit the Homeless Resource Network, please do it. I guarantee you it will reap tenfold. Thanks for watching. This is Columbus Connections.